Madison Square Garden, an arena our next guest, Wisconsin head coach Tony Granato, very familiar with. Played for the Rangers for about a year and a half. I know you've been back to the arena since then, but obviously not as the coach of Wisconsin. Your players are going to think this is very special. For you, what do you think about the event and your emotions kind of leading up to the game tomorrow?
Oh, it's always exciting. I think when the schedule came out, or at least when I got the job and I saw this was on the schedule, obviously I was looking forward to it for a lot of reasons. But I think what it does for our players, it gives them an opportunity to play in an NHL building, an NHL venue. We get to New York City. We had a bunch of guys last night when we landed. We're coming down, through Midtown, and they're looking at all the lights, and we're going around the bus, and we're asking, "You ever been here? You ever been here? You ever been here?" And the majority of the answers were no. So for their experience to be in New York City and see it firsthand is pretty special for us as well. So it's a big game for both teams. We're obviously coming off a big win last night. Ohio State's a heck of a hockey team. So the most important thing is we focus on the fact that we got a pretty big challenge in front of us tomorrow night's opponent.
I would kind of going off the end of that, you're talking about your next opponent. We kind of talked in a call this week about your expectations for the season and, are we developing, or what's your goal? And if it changed, but you kind of just said, hey, we've had a set goal from the start. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, we did. I mean, we looked at our roster coming in. We weren't sure the type of player we had. We thought the players returning would be impactful on helping our program move in the right direction. They have been. They've been every bit of that. And when we came in, we said, hey, there's a lot of parity in college hockey. And if we do things right and we progress and we develop and we grow as a team faster than other teams, we gives ourselves a chance to get to Chicago for April 6th and 8th. And that's been our goal all year. It's a heck of a league we're playing in. I mean, we look at Ohio State. We had Minnesota last week. We got Penn State, doing great. Both Michigan teams will get better. So we're battling every weekend, and the theme has been all year, improve each and every weekend. And I think that from a coaching staff, we're proud of what the guys have done, and we're happy with where we're at.
And obviously it's a league filled with talent, and a remarkably talented guy on your team. A sophomore captain, it's very rare to see a guy that young be given those kind of leadership responsibilities. No surprise then when we saw Luke Cunnin also named captain of the U.S. Juniors. What does he mean to your team, Tony, both on and off the ice?
Well, that's a great question. He's a 19-year-old captain. I think it's the first one in Wisconsin in 41 years that an underclass sophomore has been named captain. And we've had a lot of great captains. You look at Pavelski and McDonough in the NHL, they're captains of their teams. Now he goes to the U.S. team and the U.S. Junior national team, wins a gold medal as the captain of that team. It says a heck of a lot about his character. He's a guy that, you can build a team around from the standpoint that he does everything right both on and off the ice. He's a leader. He's a worker. He's a competitor that just can't stand to lose. He loves our program. There's a guy last year at the end of the year with how the year went for him and the program. He had a great year. He had a chance to leave. And he said, you know what, I'm sticking through it. I made a commitment to Wisconsin. I want to be here. There's a new staff coming in. Hopefully I can be part of something special moving forward. So it says a lot about his character and his commitment to us as well.
It's fun to watch. I was going to save the goaltending question for him, but you know what? I'm going to steal it anyway. Jack Barry was back in the net after Druzek played and won on Saturday. We kind of talked. You kind of were still feeling out how you really wanted to go with it. He played well last night.
Barry's still kind of Barry's been great. Druzek was our starter coming in,
right?
And he's the guy that from last year played all the games. He had all the work. He had a heck of a run as a freshman young goaltender. He's the youngest goal in college hockey last year. And coming in, he was our guy. We didn't know a lot about Jack Barry. He was a recruited walk-on. And early in the season, Matt had trouble getting his rhythm going, got yanked a couple games. Jack went in there and played great. And because he played great, he's deserved more opportunities to have the net. He's done extremely well for us. Matt's coming off an injury. He missed 4 weeks with a knee injury. He's back. He's played well his last 2 starts. He'll get to start tomorrow in the Garden. And it's great having a tandem. The competition in net there's nothing wrong with it. Both guys respect each other and the job they've done. And when you got 2 guys that can save the puck for you, back-to-back situations the way college hockey is, it's a pretty good situation to have.
Tony, those of us who follow your team, follow this league, we enjoy watching the style that you want your team to play. But if someone's flipping around, they turn on this and they say, this is a pretty cool event. I didn't know the Big Ten played hockey at Madison Square Garden, and they want to watch. What kind of style will they see from the Badgers?
Well, I think we're an exciting team. I think we got tons of offensive weapons. We let them play. The dump and chase game, that's pretty traditional with a lot of teams that aren't confident in their player or players. They play a patient game. They play a game to try to wait for the other team to make mistakes. We don't want to play that way. We want to force them to get them on their heels, to exploit their weaknesses rather than let them expose ours. And I think that's really what college hockey is. It's about development. It's about growth. It's about helping your players get to the next level. Like, I want our guys to have a chance to play in the NHL someday, and to do that, I think they need the puck. I think they need to have confidence to make plays, and that's the kind of team we're trying to develop, and hopefully the style we're playing.
I have, I guess, more of maybe a personal question. I talked a little bit on our call the other day, but just personally, your enjoyment now, moving from pro hockey into the college ranks, just your overall enjoyment in the decision you made and how you're doing with it.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy. I think it's been more exciting and more fun and a greater opportunity than I thought when we made the transition. So I was in the middle of a playoff run last year with Detroit. This position became available. Wisconsin's always been in my heart. If you've been on campus in Madison, if you've been in a classroom in Madison, if you know the community in Madison, or you've been in our facilities, you know why it's special. And it's always been part of me. It's always something that said in the back of my mind, I got to get back there, I got to get back there. So when it all panned out and I was able to go with my brother and Mark too, I think they're not just great assistant coaches. They're as good as you can have on a staff. And for us and for me to be able to do it and go back and jump into something that's somewhat new from the standpoint that I didn't know a whole lot about recruiting 15 and 16 and 17-year-old kids. I didn't know a whole lot about the college schedule. I needed guys with me that have been through it and experienced on development and experienced on knowing how to handle a college room and everything like that. So that part's been easy for me. I got two guys that I can really rely on a lot.
So that learning curve for you has been easier than, say, freshman biology class in Madison?
That would be more difficult, I'm sure.
Tony, we truly appreciate the time.
Thanks, you
Best
guys.
of luck on Saturday. It should be a lot of fun.
Will be. Thanks
Tony
so much.
Granato, head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers. When we were